Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.
Previously on the Transformers.
Megatron has finally accomplished his goal of a stabilized version of artificial energon to fuel his new Omega-Lock. And it's all thanks to Ratchet. Let's give him a big hand, everybody. To thank him for all his hard work, Megatron shows that famous Decepticon hospitality by sharing an increasingly rare delicacy with Predaking, fresh Autobot. But before the Big Bruiser can finish him off, the good doctor enlightens him as to Megatron's true role in the demise of Project Predacon. In the chaos this revelation obviously creates, Ratchet is able to put in a call to Autobot headquarters for some reinforcements. Then, despite the vaunted superiority of Predacons, Predaking ends up getting shot out an airlock. Well, here's where it all ends, on today's episode of Transformers Prime, Deadlock. The episode begins with a battle aboard Megatron's flagship. The Autobots have split into 3 teams. Ultra Magnus and the Wreckers go and storm the bridge. RC, Bumblebee, and Smokescreen do the stealthy thing and head to secure the Omega-Lock, while Optimus Prime just flies straight at the Dreadnought head-on.
Like a boss.
On the way, Smokescreen stops by the Decepticon armory to pick up a little surprise. Prime's big sword. Cloud, eat your heart out. Things don't go quite so well for the Wreckers when Soundwave ground bridges them into a red shirt ambush. But Jack and Apex Armored Miko have a plan to turn the tables. They enter the Decepticon control center via ground bridge. Then after Mr. Awesome opens another ground bridge, Raph, back at HQ, opens a ground bridge behind him. This creates a tear in the fabric of space-time, sending Soundwave to the Phantom Zone. Meanwhile, after Ratchet's done performing a little impromptu surgery on some guards, he faces off against Shockwave for control over the Omega-Lock. In spite of the Doc's best efforts, Shockwave fires up the lock, but Smokescreen, sword in tow, along with B and RC, arrives at the lock, while Optimus Prime and Megatron battle below. B takes command of the sword to hand it off to Optimus, but before he can, he's shot down in mid-air by the Dark Lord himself. A heart-stricken Optimus continues to battle, but Megatron still has the Dark Star Saber. Just as he's about to finish Optimus, a mysterious voice calls out from behind, and Megatron turns just in time to take a legendary weapon straight to the chest. And it was Bumblebee that dealt the final blow. Their overlord defeated, Shockwave and Starscream are in retreat, and Optimus gives the order to fire the Omega-Lock directly into the heart of Cybertron, rejuvenating the dead world. The Autobots have struck a decisive blow, but they're not done yet because Predaking has arrived on Cybertron.
Who called it?
Not to mention 2 Decepticon generals still out there. This episode is awesome. The build-up really pays off, with one intense action sequence after the other. And the stakes couldn't be any higher. It's painfully clear that Megatron has the power to destroy Earth right at the tips of his fingers. Action-wise, the only real complaint I have is how little screen time Ultra Magnus and the Wreckers get, combat powerhouses that they are. But in exchange, I thought the defeat of Soundwave was pretty clever. But the real high point of the episode has to be the sudden reveal of Bumblebee, voice intact and everything. If any bot other than Prime is worthy of striking the final blow against Megatron, it's Bumblebee.
I think I prefer him as the strong, silent type.
Oh, come on, he sounds way better than he did on Transformers Animated. There's also a laugh-out-loud funny moment at the end involving Knockout. I also liked Ratchet's decision to remain on Earth and help the humans defend it from any more Decepticon attacks. Well, we've waited a long time for this, so let's weigh out the good and the bad in Transformers Prime, Deadlock, and get our final score. This episode is an extended climax, and those are always awesome.
Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Well, it actually worked this time. Bumblebee getting one of the best hero moments in Transformers history, and Megatron, what a way to go. I definitely approve. Finally, a heartwarming ending with a couple of humorous moments was great. Now on the downside, I could still nitpick. The somewhat convenient exit of Soundwave, missing a cool fight between the Wreckers and a battalion of Decepticon stormtroopers, and just how did Predaking get to Cybertron? None of this stuff does much to undermine a great finale. I give Transformers Prime, Deadlock, 4.5 out of 5. Whether or not the 2014 Transformers series carries on from here, this was a great way to end Transformers Prime. Thanks for watching, I'm the Stupid Private.
Awaken. You still function.
Where am I? Why is it so dark? Who are you?
Why ask whose energon flows through your spark? when you should ask who you are. I dub thee Galvatron.